Hi guys, it's Rana from onlinerana.com with a new video tutorial on TMG server overview. So uh, we are going to overview of TMG server. So before that, we have a sites of onlinerana.com. We have built different tutorial videos on different topics as web development and also Linux and Microsoft products. I have worked on that. So if you wanna more stuff from online Rana, so you may visit my Facebook page. So you can find me on YouTube, and you also can find me on Twitter. So, we have a different stuff. So the main thing is we are going to discuss TMG server. So it's a Microsoft product, which I think Microsoft has stopped the support of TMG server. But before we are going to leave TMG, I decided to record a video for my viewers and readers. So let's have a overview look of TMG. So what it is and why we are going to we have deployed in our scenarios. So the main thing is Microsoft have no more support for TMG. They decided whatever. So most of the products Microsoft have shifted to clouds, and it was used in a small business area and medium-sized businesses and entrepreneurs and large business area. This product has did I think very well stuff for a network administrator, system administrator throughout 2000 when Windows NT was introduced in 990. I think 1993. They introduced the concept of Windows NT 3.1, and further they have enhanced after 95, Windows 95 and 2000. And when the NT Windows was introduced for business corporate enterprise sector, so they give the concept of centralized data administration and the security of their products. So after that they have introduced Server 2003, a big achievement for Microsoft. As we can see, Server 2003 when introduced for that security, network security, they introduced the ISA Server 2004. A little bit improvement after that. 2006 ISA Server 2006 was introduced. ISA Server 2006 added a lot support to system administrator throughout that 4 to 5 years, and when Server 2008 introduced the new firewall introduced the TMG 2010 threat management gateway. So people are using that firewall in their network for different security reasons and data security, data integration to prevent their system intrusion detect and something like that. So now why Microsoft did stop this its lessons, also the service. So they are not going to provide the service. So there are many alternates of firewall in the market. If you do not like Microsoft in network security, there are open source firewall also available. We will discuss it what the net firewall will be available. so you can use it. So the first we have a TMG server, and I have used this server for my network more than four years, I think. So I have used that TMG, and before that I've used ISA server 2006 in my network. So this one time still it is uh, in a production environment, but I have decided to now shift my firewall to another firewall. Alternative is I think PFSense is a open source firewall. I'm working on it, and I have made a test lab for PFSense. People have used for many years the PFSense. It's a Linux based firewall. So I will also I'm trying to deploy that firewall in my. So before leaving TMG, it's being a good friend for me for many years. So I am making an overview of that TMG threat management gateway, which will give you a comprehensive overview of TMG, uh, its firewalling, its rules, and its publishing servers, and blocking, unblocking, URL filtering, request data, request response, what the behavior of TMG do within Trojan preparation system, and what else, backup, and many things. What I have deployed in my environment, I am going to review what I have did from TMG in my environment. So before that, it's a long video. You may stick with me, and you may bear me as long as I am taking overview of TMG. So let's jump back to our diagram and understand the basic firewall, how firewalls work. So in a, you can see its picture. There is a router, DSR router or other router, whatever you have. So we have a router, and we have a TMG with two LAN card, one for his LAN and one for his LAN. There will be two LAN card. So one LAN card will use to take internet from router or internet cloud. So the other LAN card will use as an internal network. So this LAN card, a LAN is in our internal. Here is a switch is installed. So I have plugged the cable of TMG LAN card into switch, and DC also in a switch, ADC also in a switch, access point also in a switch, and my another appliances like biometric machines also in a switch. So switch, machine, DC, ADC, AP, and internal LAN card all on the same scheme. You can see it. So 128.3.100.1 the IP scheme is a B class IP. You can do subnetting, countless subnetting you can do it. So if you have a bigger environment, more than 10,000, 15,000, 5,000 users, so you should go with the class B, because in this class we can create many sublines, subnets, VLANs, whatever. So that's what. So it's a B class, and so I have set 128.300.1 allocate my DC, 128.300.3 to ADC, and other IPs are just 1.128.3.100.15 is machine, and access point 128.300.20 is my access point. So you can see it's gateway of DC will be the IP of TMG internal network. So every user and your server gateway will be the IP of your TMG LAN card, which is 128.3.100.10. So you can see AP is a gateway is 128.3.100.10, and DNS server. I have make my DC as a DNS server. It's also domain controller, and I have also installed DNS on that controller. A backup server for DC is a DC additional domain controller, which is using IP of 128.3.100.3. So they are both syncing. So this is the our main diagram. So when interface of TMG will be plugged into our router internet, TMG will take the internet from router and it will share its internet through LAN card of this LAN card and transfer to all the users, all the appliances in your network. So the important thing is it's an overview, but I am giving you a comprehensive overview what I have installed or what I have established in my network. So the diagram will explain everything, and the most important, the new folks, new user, so want to deploy the network in their appliances. So a firewall interface on LAN are not having a gateway, because it is used, its IPs will be used as a gateway for the user. So the main important thing about firewall is its internal LAN card doesn't have any gateway. So okay, and it will use the DNS server of your network DC. So its TMG LAN interface will use the DNS of your DC or LAN network DC. So this is the main diagram. Okay, now jump to our live production environment, and we will see all the rules and everything and what we have did. So here we are in my network. It's up and running. Okay, let's go to forefront TMG management. My internet speed is slow. It's taking time. It's taking much time. Let me pause my video and see you back. So I'm back. Now let's jump to our firewall. Okay, so these are some rules that I have deployed in a firewall. So we will look each rule. uh, in a very detail. It's still taking a time. Okay, as we know, if you still do not know how the firewall works, so you may Google and search uh, how it works. So I will show you another my resource to understand how you can deploy complete your network from scratch. So I have did a lot of work on that. I will share you that resource at the end of my video. So you can download it and you can make your virtual environment and deploy your server, DC, ADC, and other resource servers. Also a firewall, maybe either server on TMG. The same network I have deployed in also Linux. So where I have installed my Squid server, Samba server, Apache web server, and mail server. So I did on the same thing on a Linux. So I will show you the resource. You can download it. It's a comprehensive, more than I think 300 pages. It's a document, a PDF file, all the things with the screenshot and detail, each and everything detail you can find it. So I will share it. So mm, bear with me. So as a firewall, we all know the last rule of a firewall. By default, the firewall block everything. When you install TMG either server, a pfSense, it's a software based firewall. When you install your firewall, by default it will not allow any port, anything you can pass it from it. You have to tell the firewall that this thing I'm gonna do it and pass the traffic to any specific location or computer or another thing. So every we can see it, this rule is the default rule when you install your either TMG server. So this rule will appear when you go to a firewall policy. So this rule will appear. All the above rule you have to create as per your requirements. What gonna you do it with your TMG. So okay, I will let's discuss our rule, what we have deployed. So this one, the first rule is WhatsApp. So I have allowed my specific user all for WhatsApp they can use inside the network. uh, this server, uh, this computer is gonna go outside and entertain all outbound traffic. All outbound means you can send all traffic out and take in. So he can send packet all its packets to outside, and no other rules will apply on that. So traffic may be inbound or outbound. When a user go outside the internet, it can go all the way. No from the external can enter your firewall. Okay, this rule is a ping rule. When you deploy your firewall, you're gonna go check either you is firewall is pinging up or running or not. So may pass this rule ping to your localhost. Localhost is the firewall, TMG firewall. So there is different types of network: internal network, external network, or localhost. Three types, and for the one VPN and another. So we want to discuss is what types of interfaces the firewall has. Okay, so you're gonna check. You have to pass the rule ping protocol to your firewall to allow your ping. And same, this one is gonna DNS traffic to outside external from this computer to external. So these are my DC and ADC. I have disabled that rule, but you can find this rule here. So we will discuss in here. Okay, MS updates, definitely user will go take updates from Microsoft, or because if you have a user of Microsoft, this is a Microsoft product, so every single user are your DC, are your other servers, are this firewall gonna take updates from Microsoft. So the firewall, this TMG is not I think is firewall as it is a firewall, but it is also called a caching server, because TMG download the everything and from external internet and take its copy into your its own server, and whenever a user or any request generate from the network, so if the request is entertained, it has its pages in your cache, it will entertain from its cache, so it's gonna make up speed, boost the speed of your network. So also called it's a caching server. So, so I have allow my internal, I do not deploy a service or WSS Windows update services. So this is this service you have to install on your firewall. So when you have that service, firewall takes all the updates from Microsoft and take it to its cache, and all the user from on your network will take the updates from firewall. Not each user will go outside and take the updates. It will go like gonna kill your bandwidth, because if you have a 400 more than 1000 user in your network, so and all the user weekly or fortnightly going to take updates from Microsoft up daily, so it's gonna really kill your bandwidth and your network will choke. The better way is you must deploy a WSS Windows update service on your firewall. Firewall take the updates and provide entertain its network user. Uh, but I have a small network, so I do not need to deploy that WSS. So I take the opportunity to all users go and take updates from Microsoft. So this rule is allowing, definitely uh, you have a specific user on your network that will entertain everything. Maybe it's manager, maybe it's a lower manager, your MD, director, anything which may be gonna entertain everything. You not going to restrict anything from some IP. So you have to make an IP specific IP range, and suppose this is my network 128.3.100.1. So maybe I'm gonna skip some of IPs from range 70 to 80 or 120 to 150. Some of IPs you have to pull out from your IP scheme and take it is allow range, meaning all outbound traffic from that IP will go outside and nothing will be restricted. The other rule is a POP3 SMTP. Definitely you have a mail server. If you have a built-in mail server, deploy a internal mail server. So you still need to forward support. So if you have a third-party mail server outside of your network, so still you have to uh, forward some ports, yes, like POP3 and SMTP. This protocol you have to go access and take their emails from external. So if you not gonna go this rule, so your email will not work. And there is another thing is more important. We will discuss it, which is Outlook. If you have passed this rule, POP3 and SMTP allow all from internal to external all user. So still the mail will work on a web page, or maybe browser web mail. You can get your mail, but if you configure Outlook behind this firewall on each user, because it's a general practice, every user is gonna go with Outlook. So there is another thing that you have to set. So I will discuss in as well what it is, how you can go Outlook to take mail from outside. Still, there is another protocol which is LAN to LAN. So every uh, appliances, your servers and your user will talk to each other. They're gonna go share something, they're gonna take something from other user, and you have to pass this rule. All the traffic from LAN to LAN means from internal network to internal network, there will be no restriction. They can share your files, they can take their files, and they can what else, they can connect your their APs, access points, and all that. You have to pass that rule. All outbound traffic from internal to internal. How we can pass it? We may go to it how we can pass the rule. But this is overview. I am giving it, and I will try to discuss some rules and configuration and all that. Other rule is HTTP HTTPS. This is the main rule. This rule will go all your web internet traffic from internal to external. If you do not pass this HTTP and HTTPS protocol, so your network or your user will not get internet services from your fiber. So as we know, HTTP hypertext transfer protocol is a web protocol, and HTTPS is a secure protocol. So we have to pass that rules to allow traffic for HTTP port 80. Because HTTP use the port 80 and HTTPS port 443. They are gonna use internet traffic. You have to pass that rule, and all these restriction executable. User cannot download file, and user cannot download some other stuff. So there are many, it's a comprehensive protocol, and Microsoft gives in TMG a comprehensive detail of. So you're gonna restrict your some extension if you do not want mp3 songs, video, other files extension. So they have a tab of extension. You're gonna pass it which is restricted and which is allowed. And also content filtering, it's basically the URL filtering, we call it in URL filtering. You have to do it. So we will discuss it in detail in HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, this is the DNS as I have talked in my few moments back. DNS. So DNS is you have to pass your DNS server to get resolve the request from external, because your user gonna go your DNS, internal DNS. If the DNS resolve the query, suppose a user want to share or get a file from your network, internal network, so it will go your DNS record. And suppose a user want a file from B, so A doesn't know where is B user or B computer. So A user will go to DNS, please take resolve my request. DNS take the request, and because DNS know the IP address of B computer, so it will tell it will resolve the request and get the result back to computer A. But if user suppose want to open a website google.com, so how it will resolve? So your internal DNS doesn't know where is Google, so you have this internal DNS go will outside of Google DNS or other DNS, third party and DNS which you have configured. So we'll take the request and get the request back, and it will give the request sent to your user. So you have to pass your internal DNS, get all the traffic of DNS port 53 from external. So otherwise you will be in a trouble if you do not pass it. So it is a MIS server. It's a web server which I have deployed. So you can see there is a different server, TMG allow. You can publish your mail server, you can publish your exchange web client access. So you can publish your website, you can publish on web server. So configure voice over IP, create access rules. So this is not the configure client access. Okay, so you have the opportunity to publish your web server. Other than remote desktop, so it's rule number 12. So if you do not remove desktop procedure calls, also remove terminal services, we call it remote procedure calls and remote desktop procedure terminal services. If you want if you want to remotely access your client computer or any computer of your network, or still if you want to access firewall, this TMG server from another computer, so you can still access through remotely. So before you have to pass that rule, all the protocol of internal to internal and internal to localhost. So if you only internal network user, so suppose I have a I want to access or fix or anything of my client computer in a network, so I do not need to go to this specific area where the computer is reside and take the thing anything that I want to fix. Or so I can remotely access that computer. But if you want to access that computer, you have to pass that rule. And if you want to remotely access your firewall, so you have to pass in all these protocol internal to localhost. Okay, so other one is the localhost. So it's allowed because all outbound traffic is allowed on a localhost. So if I want to check my services on my localhost, this is my localhost. So if I do not pass that rule, I cannot access a net services from internet. So it's a sometimes we have to test some. So that's why we have to pass that rule. Okay, and the number 14 is the blog sites. So Microsoft gives the categories and URL filtering of all that steps which you gonna go blog some site. If you want a single site blog, you have to give an external rule when you are going to define. So you have to give your sites to blog. But Microsoft provides a many bunch of subscripts that you have created or categories URL, you can go and block your sites. Okay, let's jump back to this one. These are the tasks that we can perform in a TMG. We can publish SharePoint through our TMG. We can publish on web server, and we can publish our Exchange server. So what else? Okay, let's go to toolbox. Here are the protocols, common protocols: DNS, HTTPS, IMAP, ping, POP, SMTP. These are the basic protocols. So you have to, mm, the, the TMGs provide the common protocols in their list, but mm, still you have a protocol that you do not have in a list. You can manually pass that protocol. Not a big deal. Okay, infrastructure also has a protocol, a list of protocols that they are provider. So every protocol you gonna go, just like as I have used a ping protocol, so all my ping from internal to localhost I have deployed that. So many LDAP, lightweight, Microsoft directory services, you can go it. Okay, remote terminal, as I wish. So these are the remote terminal protocols. As I said, 10 net. So every protocol is given. Depends on your request, what you want to do. VPN and IPsec, all the protocol, L2TP, PPTP, IPsec. So it's a simple VPN protocol. It's a secure protocol, and IPsec is more secure VPN protocol. Web FTP, FTP server, HTTPS server, and all that. Okay, these are the user defined. So just like I have a WhatsApp protocol, I have custom defined protocol. So you have to give port forwarding. You can define it. Authentication. These are the authentication protocol. Kerberos, radius. So depends on what we are using. Server protocols. Many protocols. Oops. Okay. All protocols. So these are the all the protocols. Okay. Let's jump to our user. So all authenticated user, all user system and network access. So basically we use deploy all the rules depend on a specific user or all the user on the domain. So you have to select, you gonna create your own user. So click on new username. It will ask me. It's taking much time. So user set name, what name you want to define it. Okay, ABC game name. Next. Okay, add Windows user group, LDAP, ADS, whatever user you. So you want to Windows user. See, suppose let me search my own user. You can research check name. I have to define the so you can select your domain and suppose let me check it and from my domain, so you can find it, you can add it. So this user will be added. Next and next. It's taking a much time. Okay, I'm cancelling it. Oh, it's taking a much time. Okay, I'm quitting it right now, and I will come back with a new video. Until unless, take care. and bye bye.